Hi my loves, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about relaxed hair care, hair growth tips, protective styling, and so much more concerning the hair topic in general. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video I'm going to share with you guys how to reset after a setback, or how to reset from a setback. So if you don't know what a setback means, I'm going to try and explain this in the simplest terms possible. Now, when we say someone's hair has a setback, or if your hair has a setback, it literally means that your hair has undergone a major damage. Like, it may actually be very visible when you put your hair down. Your ends are uneven, your ends are thin. Like, the damage may be as much as 5 inches. Some may even be as much as 10 inches. A setback is a major event, a huge event, a negative major event that happened or that occurred on your hair, and it can be caused by a lot of things. A protective style that went very wrong can cause a setback. A relaxer application process that went very wrong, I don't know why I'm adding very, but a relaxer application process that went wrong can cause a setback. And that's why I'm happy that after my relaxer application, after my relaxer routine and all that, my hair came out fine. Because if you watch my story time, you understand the crazy thing that happened during my relaxer day, that I had to leave my relaxer on my hair for 45 minutes. I was so scared of coming out of that relaxer routine with scar burns and with over processed and possibly even breakage, but I am thankful that everything came out fine. So it's actually very possible to get a setback, no matter how perfect you are. Even if you are professional, anything can go wrong. Nobody is perfect. Anybody can get a setback. Even me, it's possible for me to get a setback. So when you get a setback, what matters is how you recover from that setback. If you get a setback, it has happened. There's nothing you can do to change it. What matters is what you do after that setback. Because if you sit down and cry and mourn the setback, the hair you've lost, the damage that has occurred, it's not going to change anything. What matters is what you do after the setback and the lesson you take out from that setback. For example, if it's a protective style that went wrong, at least you should learn what went wrong, so that during your next, like when you are resetting and all that, you don't go on to do that same mistake again. So how to reset after a setback? First of all, just know that you're going to have to reset, just like the name says. So it's like starting afresh, but not from the beginning. If you have a major setback, you may have to start from the beginning, like chop off everything, every single strand of hair on your head, and start over. But sometimes the damage may not be that bad. It may just be like 7 inches of hair, 10 inches of hair, and most times setbacks usually occur at the end. So when this happens, you may not necessarily have to get rid of everything. You may just have to trim off that damaged part. If it's about 7 inches of hair, you can trim off the 7 inches. 5 inches of hair, you can trim off the 5 inches. And then you like start afresh from your current length. So you're going to start your hair journey from the current length after your trim. Now, there's one thing you should know, like after a setback, you should not be afraid to trim your hair, because the rate at which your hair is going to grow and it's going to retain length is going to choke you, because your hair has gotten past that length before. So getting past it again should not bring a problem, all things being equal. And also, apart from the fact that you've gotten past that length before, you've trimmed off damaged ends. So it's not just damaged from the setback and all that. If you had split ends before, you would have also used that opportunity to trim off everything, so your ends will be so healthy, meaning you're going to be able to retain a length easier. In case you don't know, hair always grows. The reason why you don't see a difference in length, or the reason why you may not be retaining length, is because of breakage. When your rate of hair growth is equal to the rate at which your hair breaks, then your hair length is going to be static. If your hair breaks at a greater rate than it grows, then your hair is going to keep reducing a length. And if your hair breaks at a slower rate or a lesser rate than it grows, then you're going to see a positive length retention. So the problem is always with breakage, not with growth. Your hair always grows no matter what you do. Now, if your ends are very healthy, there is less chance of your hair breaking. So you are going to retain length more easily. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is trim off the damaged part. trim off any damaged parts, any damaged inches. Don't hold on to that, because if you decide to hold on to it, one, it may cause more damage. Two, it may keep reminding you of the events that led to that setback. So just start afresh, trim off the damaged parts, unless the damage is not that bad. And if it's not that bad, I will not call it a setback. Okay, when you see a setback, like, it's not hard for you to recognize. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to start thinking, is this a setback, is this not a setback? A setback is a setback. When you see it, you know it's a major negative event that occurs on the hair, and it's actually very, very obvious. You cannot hide a setback. The hair loss is massive, the hair breakage is massive, your ends are going to look so fast. Okay, so a setback is something that can be easily identified. If you can't tell if it's a setback or not, then it's likely not a setback. So first of all, you have to trim off the damaged part. The next thing is to create a regimen. Have a regimen you're going to stick with. Is it going to be the same with your old regimen, or are you going to make changes, or are you going to make a completely different regimen? Now, when you're going to make a regimen, you're going to take into consideration the things that happened before that caused that setback. If it's because you left your protective style in for too long, then you know that in your new regimen you have to start living in your protective styles for a shorter period. Okay, because the fact that you had a setback does not mean that what caused it's a bad thing. Okay, I can leave my hair in a protective style for 4 months and my hair will be fine, and someone else may leave his or her hair in a protective style for 4 months, and after taking down that protective style, a setback occurs. So it does not mean that what caused the setback is bad. It just means that what caused it was not compatible with your hair. So that's why you have to make changes to your regimen. Like I always say, look at your hair, observe your hair. Any routine, any regimen, any product, any protective style you are trying on your hair or you are carrying out on your hair, make sure that you observe your hair for the effects. And that is why you should always take it one step at a time, one product at a time, one routine at a time when you are introducing new things into your hair regimen and routines, because you want to know which particular thing is causing what on your hair at a particular time. Because if you just start so many things at once, you would not know which of the things is actually causing a particular effect on your hair. Take it one step at a time, build a regimen, modify it, putting into consideration those things that caused the setback. Now, another thing you have to put at the back of your mind is, what lesson did you learn from this setback? If you got a setback and you didn't learn anything and you continue, like you didn't even care, you didn't even bother, you didn't even ask yourself what caused the setback, or you don't even know what caused the setback and you didn't try to find out, then the setback is a waste. It was a complete waste of time, a complete waste of setbacks. Okay, so you have to know what caused the setback and learn from that. If it was a protective style, like I said, modify the duration. If it was the duration, if it was the type of protective style, then you have to modify the style of protective styles you use. If it was how long you left your relaxer on, if it was your wash routines and all that, it's actually possible to get a setback from a wash routine. Okay, because I've heard of people that had setbacks after washing their hair in a protective style. Now, some people wash their hair in protective styles and it's fine, but I know and I've seen a setback after someone washed her hair in a protective style. So it's actually possible to get a setback from anything, and like I said, it must not be a bad thing. It just means that that particular routine or that particular product, that particular regimen was not compatible with your hair. And that is why, even if so many people wear your hair in protective styles, I personally don't do it. It's not as if I've done it before and I got negative results with it, but I don't want to take the risk. What I'm doing is working for my hair. I don't have to try it out. Okay, I wash my hair in sections normally, like wash my hair in twists, but when I'm in long-term protective styles, I don't wash my hair. If I want to wash my hair in a long-term protective style, I take down the protective style, wash my hair, then reinstall the protective style. That's what I do. So after all this, the next thing you're going to do is be consistent with your regimen, because you want to get your hair back to the way it was, or even more healthy and more longer than the way it was, unless you like your new length, and that is completely fine. You can create a regimen to help you maintain your current length, but if you want to grow your hair longer, create a healthy hair regimen and stick with it, be consistent with it. So after all this, you also want to be, I don't know if I should say happy about the whole thing, because a hair journey, it's called a hair journey for a reason. It's not an event. It's not a day's work. It's not like you can just wake up one morning and say, okay, today I want to grow my hair. It's a process. It's just like when a child is growing. It's a journey. It does not happen overnight. It takes time. Along the process, there are so many things you are going to learn. My hair journey is 8 years. I have been on this hair journey for 8 years, and there are things I learn every day. For example, I learned for the first time that my hair can actually be like a relaxer can actually be on my hair for 45 minutes. A super strength relaxer for that matter, and my hair came out fine, without bonds, without being over processed, without, like, the health of my hair is still maintained. So there are things you learn every day. Even if you've been on a hair journey for 20 years, there is still something you are going to learn, something new you are going to learn. So it's called a hair journey for a reason. Like I said, the fact that you got a setback now does not mean that is the end of your hair journey, or it does not mean that all your hard work was in vain. It's actually a part of the journey, because when that setback occurs, you are going to learn a new thing about your hair, and you are going to try and avoid that thing in the future, because you know this thing is not compatible with my hair. So it's all part of the journey. So take everything with good heart, good faith, and be happy, because now you've discovered one more thing that your hair is not compatible with. So forget the setback, learn the lesson, trim off the damaged parts, create a new regimen, be consistent, and you eventually see results. So yeah guys, for now that is all I have for you on how to reset after a setback. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and if you are new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you watched this video this far and you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.